students, welcome to this first elevator live tuition. So today we are going for a YouTube live for the 3 hours, We are gonna blast with our final pressure marathon session of biology. Now we are going to be YouTube celebrities in YouTube once again. Today's session is for 3 hours, 3 hours continuous biology marathon session according to the Indian Standard Time, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And when it comes to the UAE time or United Arab Emirates time, it's from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And I welcome you all to the next fabulous session of this biology mega marathon session. Yeah, good evening. It's not good evening, good afternoon actually. Sorry. Good afternoon. Are you excited? Are you excited, yes? Yeah, I want to see your comment in the comment section. You look good in black. I know, Khadija. Yes, hello. Good afternoon, wearing black. Yes, black is more beautiful, You're also black today. Yes, Rehan. I'm in black. Today, my lunch time, 4:30 p.m. Yeah, might be new uniform. Yeah, very excited from Amelia. And what about others? Yeah, Evelyn. Okay, I'm not commenting. I'm not giving reply to this. I already saw this, Evelyn. That rice soup. You should remember about that rice soup, okay? Otherwise, I will tell the Malayalam of that rice soup. So today we will be solving full questions. Yes, Advait. Today we will be solving full questions, and I already made around 60 questions from the control and coordination and 35 questions from how do organisms reproduce. I'm not sure about whether we will be able to finish all this question for the 3 hours. I don't know that. Anyway, you should also be very enthusiastic throughout the session. Then only I will be able to finish all the questions. I will try my level maximum to complete or finish all the questions. If the time is there, we will be discussing the questions we left from our life processes and our environment. Okay, today full of confusion in this class. Yes, Afrin, might be. Listening is an art, we know that. And you are very good at listening and you are a good listener too. And only 2 days left for our examination. You know that, right? And genius is about 10% of inspiration and 90% of perspiration. What do you mean by perspiration in biology? Only till 6 p.m. Yes, Rehan. Yeah. What do you mean by perspiration in biology? Genius is about 10% of inspiration and 90% of perspiration. Listening, dear. Yes, sweating process is known as perspiration. Sweating. You should also be ready for sweating, right? No, sir. We just put AC in our hall or AC in our room, sir. So we don't like sweating. Hard work, smart work. Both are needed. Hard work along with smart work. Both are needed. Yeah, today we will be dealing with 2 chapters. That is chapter number 6, control and coordination. Followed by the chapter number 7, how do organisms reproduce. And just say hi to our YouTube friends. Hey, YouTube friends. Hi. And I welcome you all to this fabulous session, yes. Please say hi to our YouTube. Yeah. YouTube people. Yeah. Support tutor, Evelyn, I will explain that. I will deal with that. Okay, don't worry. Hi, my dear YouTube fans. From Aisha or something. Ma'am, I want to see the name of the persons as well. Okay. Name is not visible. Name. Okay. Yeah. Please turn on your camera. Please turn your camera on, yours, because I can see some of the turn off. Yeah, I can see some of the people just turn off their camera. Please turn your camera on for throughout the session. Otherwise, I will pick you to solve a questions. So don't turn off your camera. Please turn your camera. What about the remaining questions from last class? I will discuss. If the time is there, I will discuss that. If the time is not there, I will discuss in the next session. That is on 1st March. Sorry, minus. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now we are moving on to our session. The biology marathon session. Only 2 days left for our science examination. And these are the chapters. We know that most of the most of the marks distributed from our biology category, that is 30 marks from biology. Don't skip any chapters from our biology. Under the category of unit 2, that is world of living, it will consist of 4 chapters, that is life processes, control and coordination, how do organisms reproduce and heredity. And for this chapter, we can accept 25 marks from these 4 chapters. And when it comes to the last chapter, that is our environment, we can expect 5 marks from this chapter, that is 25 plus 5 marks. 30 marks are guaranteed from our biology.
Sir, can you say mark distribution for each chapter?
That's I am presenting now, Afreen. You can take the screenshot. Are you blind here? What happened to you after finishing your English examination or something? This is the mark distribution for the chapters. Yeah. And after, Anup sir joined us. Join with us, Now 2 faculties with us. 2 supporting faculties with us. The one is from your biology department, that is none other than your old Vanga Pickle, that is Priya ma'am. And next one is from the technical department, that is none other than the charming person and handsome person, Anup sir. You can both say hi.
Sir, insert to sir.
Yeah, please say hi, man. What happened to you, dear?
Hi guys.
Yeah, okay. Hi. They are saying
Hello,
guys.
hi.
Yeah, welcome back, Priya ma'am and Anup sir. Yeah, good evening. But without Paul sir, this session will not conduct. Right? Not the point. Without Paul sir, this session will not conduct. Will not be able to conduct. Okay? Yeah. Only 2 days. I am also eagerly waiting to see your question paper. Okay? As I said, practice is the only practice.
Bye.
Bye, Paul sir. No, I will not say bye. I will not say bye. Okay. As I said, practice is the only way through which you can proficient in anything.
Look at him.
Paul sir, you can go. We have Priya ma'am here.
Sir, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Do you want to continue this session?
Yeah, but not now.
If you are ready, you can come here. I will leave this session.
No, sir, no.
Yeah, she's not accepting that challenge.
Hey.
Yeah, you can come. I don't have any problem.
No.
Yeah, please.
But no one can replace with Paul sir. Okay?
Yeah, one and only Paul.
Yeah, one and only Paul sir.
Yeah.
The biology king. Yeah. Now we are moving on to the chapter part, that is chapter number 6, control and coordination. Rain sir also joined with us, so say hi to Rain sir. The first question is waiting for you. Yes, by Anup sir. The first question is, list in tabular form with the 3 distinguishing features between cerebrum and cerebellum. It's for 2 or 3 marks. First, don't forget to draw a table and just put the major heading as cerebrum and cerebellum. We need to distinguish the major 3 points between cerebrum and cerebellum. Yeah. Tell me, I want to see your comments in the comment section, man. Please close the door. You seems too happy today. Yes, Jasmine, I'm so happy. Just give the answer. Sorry, I want to see the YouTube comments as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here is the answer. We know that cerebrum is the part of the forebrain, and when it comes to cerebellum, it is considered under the part of the hindbrain. We know that, right? And cerebrum is considered to be the largest part of the brain, and cerebellum is considered to be the second largest part of the brain. And when it comes to the cerebrum forms the major part of the brain. And the major functions of the cerebrums, which is considered to be the center of thought, intelligence, memory and imagination, and hearing center, smelling center and sight. These centers are located in our forebrain. When it comes to the cerebellum, the major functions of the cerebellum is to control the muscular activities and to maintain the equilibrium, posture or status of the body. And the cerebellum is responsible for the precision of violent reactions and which maintains the posture and balance of the body. Yeah, now we have 3 distinguishing features. Just note down all these 3 distinguishing features. This question is very important. Please take the screenshot. I will not give any chances to take the screenshot. Along with this, you need to take the screenshot of the slides which you needed. And second question is waiting for you. The second question is, reflex arts continue to be more efficient for quick responses. Justify the statement by giving reason. This question is for 4 marks. This question is for 4 marks. Yeah, tell me. Reflex arc continue to be more efficient for quick responses. We know that. Justify the statement by giving reasons. We need to justify the statement by forwarding the points from why reflex arc evolved in animals. Do you know that?
Sir, how many points we should write for 3 marks?
6 points at least. Afraid 6 points. Yeah, we know that. What do you mean by reflex action? Reflex action is considered to be a spontaneous response to a particular stimulus from the environment. We know that. And even if it is from environment, even if it is from inside our body as well. Okay, any of the stimulus. And the pathway through which nerve impulses transmitted to form a reflex action, which is simply called the reflex arc. And the components of the reflex arc, we know that receptors, sensory neurons or afferent neurons, and spinal cord. When it comes to central nervous system and spinal cord, brain, both are the components of the central nervous system. We know that. Yeah. But in the case of reflex arc, more reflex actions, spinal cord will respond more to the more reflex actions than our brains. But a signal will also send to the brain, or message will also send to the brain, but the action will be put forward by our spinal cord. And motor nerves or efferent neurons and effectors. We know effectors may be tissues or organ like muscles or glands. And reflex are always giving quick responses to harmful stimuli so that the chances of damage to the body can be decreased. And it is also prevents the overloading of the brain, so it prevents the fatigue condition. Yeah, and reflex action, as I said, reflex action controlled by spinal cord and brain. And when it's mostly the reflex actions are controlled by the spinal cord, but that's kind of reflex actions are simply called the that kind of reflex actions are called spinal reflex action. But when it comes to the brain, there are some of the reflex actions are controlled by the brain, and such reflex actions are called cerebral reflexes. Cerebral reflex. You know the examples of the cerebral reflex. I already discussed, I already explained that in our classes, regular classes. No, I'm not moving on to that detailed discussion, but one thing should be noted in your mind, that most of the reflex actions are under the control of spinal cord, and such reflex actions are simply called as spinal reflexes, but cerebral reflex are also there. Cerebral reflex actions will be under the control of brain. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
the diagram is needed?
No, for this question, diagram is not needed. For this question, diagram is not needed. Yeah. And now we need to discuss the essence of this question. That is why reflex arc evolved in animals. We need to discuss that point. Indirectly, they are mentioning that point. Just justify the statement by giving reason. Reflex arcs continue to be more efficient for quick responses. That means they are indirectly asking what is the need of reflex arc evolution in animals. These are the major points. We know that thinking process of the brain is not fast enough to form a message for such kind of reflex actions. But it is also, reflex arc are also very important in animals that have very little or none of the complex neuron network needed for the thinking. And when it comes to other point, we know that this is a reflex arc is an efficient way of functioning in the absence of a true thinking process, and which also give quick responses to every stimuli and to every external stimulus as well, and which is also an efficient way of functioning in some of the organisms that don't have any complex neuron system. These are the points regarding reflex arc evolved in animals. Yeah. Now we are moving on to the third question. The third question is define reflex arc. I already discussed this in the previous slide. What do you mean by reflex arc? Tell me what do you mean by reflex arc. And next question is somewhat different. Next question is somewhat different and somewhat tough. The question is, trace the sequence of the events which occurs in our body when a bright light focused on your eyes. The second part is somewhat twisted.
Sir, so 4 marks?
Yes, Linda, that is right. Yes. That is physics. It's not physics. Yeah, it's not physics. The second part is somewhat twisting question. Right? Define reflex arc. What do you mean by reflex arc? What do you mean by reflex arc? Are you there? Are you there? Are you sleeping?
No, sir.
I will ask you a question if you are not responding well in the comment section. I will do that. I will do that. Okay? Yes, Rehan. Yeah. What do you mean by reflex arc? Aisha, yeah, we are here. What do you mean by reflex arc? I need a quick response for this question.
Second question is very
I know that, Neeraj, but first I need the definition regarding the reflex arc. What do you mean by the reflex arc? What is the definition of reflex arc? Yes, the pathway of nerve impulses. Yeah, yeah, the path where reflex actions takes place in the body. That is also right. Ayer, your time is so precious, so need to unmute. Okay. Yeah. Who's that? Hannah, right?
Hannah.
Reflex arc is a pathway of nerve impulses. Yes, right?
Sudden
Yeah.
movement of our body to a stimulus.
That is reflex action actually. That is not reflex arc. Reflex arc is the pathway. The path through which nervous impulses travels during a reflex action, which is called reflex arc. And that is for the A part is for 1 mark and rest of the 2 marks is for our second question. Do you have any confusion regarding the second question? Traces sequence of events which occurs in our body when a bright light is focused on our eyes. And tell me, I will ask you a question. If the concepts are clear, I will ask you a question. The question is that here we have a reflex action in the B part question. I will give you two options. And you should say that whether it is representing cerebral reflexes or spinal reflexes. Tell me. Is it cerebral reflex or a spinal reflex? Who control this sequence? Yes, Nabib, that is right. Isabel, that's not right. Yes, Advait. If you're writing, that would be great. Yes, this is cerebral reflex action. Because this process, I already told you, when a bright light comes or when a pen is pointed in front of your eyes, these are under the control of brain, which are cerebral actions or cerebral reflex actions. Yeah, that means which the cerebral reflex actions are under the control of brain, not the point. And the pathway taken by the nerve impulses in a reflex action from the receptor organ to the CNS, whether it is spinal cord or a brain, and to the effector organ or tissue, which is simply called a reflex arc. And receptor organ may be a sense organ such as eyes, skin, etc. We know that. And effector organs could be muscles, gland. And here the effector organ will be eyes. We know that. Okay. Yeah. Eyes is the effect. Exactly the effectors are the muscles. Here, muscles of the eyes are the exact effectors. Yeah, traces because of the events which occurs in our body when a bright light is focused on our eyes. Yeah, I will give you. First point is that when a bright light is focused on the eye, there are specific receptors in the eye which are called photoreceptors, which detect these eyes and they will transmit up. Yeah, these photoreceptors in the eye, which always comes in contact with the sensory neuron or sensory receptors, where the impulses will be generated and that impulses will be transported into brain, and brain will give you a regulated impulses or processed impulses for performing a quick action via motor neuron to our muscles which lines our eye, and there will be constriction of the pupils. That means the size of the pupil decreases. We will automatically close our eyes because of this reflex action. I explained this explanation is needed. Yeah, that means impulse is passed on to the sensory neuron and then it goes to the one of the central nervous system, CNS, that is here, it is brain, followed by brain sending the regulated processed impulses to the motor neuron, and finally pupil contraction will occur due to the muscles lining the pupil, muscles lining our eyes. Yeah, how is this question? How is this B part question? Did you get confused? Did you get confused? Did you? If you are not responding well, I will not give you break, you know. I will continuously take the 3 hours. That will be the punishment. Yeah, now I'm getting a lot of responses. Yeah. Now I got a lot of responses. Thank you. I will not give you break. Okay, I will not give you break.
Can you show the previous slide?
Okay, who's that? Elora. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Okay. So we don't need your 5 minutes break. I will give you if you are only active during the session in the comment section. If you are very active in the comment section, I will give you 15 minutes break. If you are not that much active, I will not give even 1 minute break. Crystal clear, so manipulating. Active mode on. You should be active. And next question, we are moving on to the fourth question. And there are four subdivisions for this question. The first question is, what constitutes the central and peripheral nervous system? And B part is how the communication between the central nervous system and other parts of the body is facilitated. And C one is how are the components of the central nervous system are protected. And the D part is which signal will get disrupted in case of spinal cord injury. It's for 5 marks. It's for 5 marks. Yeah. Tell me what constitutes the central and peripheral nervous system? Here they directly asked about CNS and PNS. We know that the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord, while the PNS, peripheral nervous system, which consists of
Brain and spinal.
yeah, some nerves are there. Give the name.
Consists of spinal nerves and cranial nerves.
Yes, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. The PNS or peripheral nervous system consists of, yes, Muhammad Rehan, spinal nerves and cranial nerves. We know that. And how the communication between CNS and other parts of the body is facilitated. Yeah. I'll give you the answer. Yeah. Now we can check. Yeah, the brain and spinal cord constitute the central nervous system over, and they receive information from all parts of the body and integrate. That is not needed actually. That is not needed. The communication between the central nervous system and other parts of the body is facilitated by our PNS or the peripheral nervous system, and which consists of, as you said, the nerves arise from the brain and spine. That means brain and spinal nerves. That means cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. Yeah. Cranial nerves arises from the brain and spinal nerves arises from the spinal cord. That means, yeah, here is the exact answer to the second question. Yeah. How does the communication between, yeah, the question was how does the communication between CNS and other parts of the body is facilitated? That is through our PNS. The communication between the central nervous system or the CNS and the other parts of the body is facilitated by the contribution of our PNS or peripheral nervous system, which consists of cranial nerves, which arises from the brain, as the name implies, and spinal nerves arises from the spinal cord, as the name implies. We know that. And A part and B part is over, and now we are moving on to the C part. The C part is, how are the components of the central nervous system protected? How are the components of the central nervous system protected? Central nervous systems are protected by skull, in the case of brain, and in the case of spinal cord, vertebral column, yeah, backbone or vertebral column, and cerebrospinal fluid. CSF fluid is there to protect both CNS, and next one is meninges. Yes, meninges layer is also there. These four components protect the central nervous system. Yeah. And here are the explanation and the components of the CNS. Sir, what is this? Am I a magician? Yes. Yeah, okay. The components of the CNS are protected by, as I said, brains always sit in a bony box, which is simply called the skull, and upper part of the skull is simply called the cranium. Yeah, and human brain is protected by the skull, and when it comes to the case of spinal cord is protected inside the backbone or the vertebral column. Yeah, and the second one, a second protective layer is a cranial meninges. Yeah, and next one is, yeah, brain and spinal cord both are covered by a cranial meninges, and which is a 3-layered membrane. We know that. Yeah, and when it comes to the case of again the brain and spinal cord, these two things are surrounded by CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid, and the major function of the CSF is that which provides further shock absorption. That is the major functions. Now we complete the C part, and when it comes to the D part, we need to discuss about the D part. D part is which signals will get disrupted in the case of a spinal cord injury. Which signals will get disrupted in case of spinal cord injury? Yes, I have great hands. Now it's disappeared. Yeah. Now we have our just insert with this. Yes, you should mention it as a cerebrospinal fluid. If you are mentioning it as a just like fluid, the teachers will consider it as a water or juices or something like that. Okay? It's cerebrospinal fluid, not just a fluid. Anything can be a fluid. IV fluid, juice, anything can be a fluid. But cerebrospinal fluid is very, very different. Yes, Rehan, present for both. Yeah. Tell me which signal will get disrupted in case of a spinal cord injury. Which signal will... How can juice be there in the brain, sir? Yeah, if I get a answer sheet like, yeah, both brain and spinal cord are protected from a fluid. If you are writing like this, if I am getting that answer sheet, I will not give any mark. I will consider myself as it's a juice or IV fluid, any of the fluid. How can I understand it? How can I understand it as a cerebrospinal fluid? You only mentioned it as a fluid, right? So anything can be a fluid. I will not give mark. I will cut the mark. Okay? So how cruel you are. Yeah, might be. So this is like writing IUPAC as contraceptive method. Yeah. Maybe sir's brain has juices as fluid. Maybe. If you are not mentioning anything in the biology specifically, I will not give mark. I will just cut the mark. Can't understand which fluid because in his brain the fluid is rice soup. Rice soup is present in one of the individual who is present in this class, and the name of that person is Evelyn. Okay? Merciless. Yeah, I don't have any mercy. Because if you are going to write everything more clear or specific, teachers will you give mark. Otherwise, teachers like me will not give mark. I will always search to cut down your marks. And if any spaces are there to cut down your marks, I will definitely do that. Because mark is very precious for each and every student. Those who are deserving that marks, I will give the marks. Otherwise, I will not give. I don't have any mercy in that case. Yeah. Okay, which signals will get disrupted? Now, it's going on YouTube actually. I don't know what I'm telling you. Sir, yeah. The C part, we discussed about the C part, next is the D part. We know that here 1, 2, 3 points are there. These trees will be disrupted in the case of spinal cord injury. The first will be, I wish I get a teacher like Manoj sir to check my paper. He will properly play football while checking it. But if I am getting the paper, I will give a football-like symbol in your mark. Sorry, in your answer sheet. I will give a football-like symbol in your answer script as 0. Okay? Yeah. Anyway, the first signal will get disrupted in the case of spinal cord injury. Obviously, will be reflex actions. Because the signals coming from the receptors as well as the signals sent to the effectors will get disrupted. Yeah, reflex action will not take place properly. And next is, impulses from various body parts will not be conducted or relayed into the brain. That will also get distracted. Dear God, my paper should not go to a person like Paul sir. Yeah. Message from the brain will not be conducted to various organs of the body in such case of spinal cord injury, because spinal cords, brains, both are interconnected via our peripheral nervous system. So you should mention these 3 points. Now we are moving on to the 5th question. Yeah. Okay, now we need to thoroughly finish everything. The 5th question. Here are the brain and spinal cord protected. How are the brain and spinal cord protected in the human beings? I already discussed that. Now I am not discussing that. Okay. And state 1 main functions of the medulla and cerebellum. And the major functions of medulla in the hindbrain is that which always controls the involuntary actions like salivation, beating of heart, vomiting, etc. And when it comes to the cerebellum, the maintaining of the posture and balance of the body, which are under the control of the cerebellum. Okay, maintaining the equilibrium status of the body, maintain the posture and balance of the body, both are controlled by the cerebellum. That is needed. Okay, that is needed. Now I will show you the answer. Yeah, take the screenshot. I already explained. Yes, Afrin. Yes, right. Yeah. As I said, medulla, most of the involuntary actions are including blood pressure, salivation, vomiting are controlled by medulla, the hindbrain. It's also control heartbeat, respiration, as I explained. And then comes to cerebellum, responsible. It maintains the posture and balance of the body. That is the first point. And next one is responsible for the precision of voluntary action. That is also important. Responsible for the precision of voluntary actions along with maintaining the posture and balance of the body. Both are under the control of our cerebellum. And next question, the sixth question is define reflex arc. I'm not going to discuss that because we already discussed that. And next one is draw a flow chart showing the sequence of events which occurs during sneezing. And C part or last part is that list 4 plant hormones, write one function of each. A part we have already discussed, and second one is somewhat twisted, somewhat fishy question. Draw a flow chart showing the sequence of events which occurs during sneezing. Wait, what happened to your hand? Just process this question into your mind and brain. Okay, Amrit, I will show you 1 minute. Take the screenshot, Amrita. Heart stop. From where did plant hormones come? From the plant hormones session. Okay, section. Tell me the answer. This is somewhat tricky question. The B part is somewhat tricky. No one has here the chase sound. Okay, Linda. Okay, but I still forget to laugh. Yeah. Now I will discuss. Yeah, the sequence, we need to represent the sequence of events which occurs during sneezing in a flow chart mode. Yeah, here is your flow chart. First is foreign particles will be sensed by our olfactory receptors. Olfactory receptors are always present in our nasal cavity. We know that. Okay, the foreign particles will be sensed by our olfactory receptors present in the nasal cavity. And the next is that sensory nerve impulses will be activated by our olfactory receptors present in the nasal cavity, and the sensory impulses are carried or will be carried to the one of the CNS, that is spinal cord, by sensory neuron or sensory nerve. And next is spinal cord analyze this messages, and spinal cord will be providing the regulated impulses or processed impulses, and they transmit this regulated processed impulses to our motor neuron or efferent neuron. And finally, the motor neuron conduct these impulses from spinal cord or CNS to the effector organs. Here, the effectors are the muscles of the diaphragm and ribs respond by causing forceful expiration or exhalation to the lungs. Then the particles will be out, sneezed. Yeah, particles will be released out, okay, during the sneezing. Yeah, and sneezing will be takes place. How is this question? How is this question? Tell me. Will this be asked? Rehan, definitely. Definitely, Rehan. It will ask.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Yeah, that's why I told you don't forget to attend any of the marathon sessions. Some more toughest questions, some more interesting questions are here to discuss.
I hope this comes.
Okay, yeah. Next question, yeah.
Adipali.
Yeah, next question is we need to discuss about the 4 plant hormones and their importance or functions as well. Auxin, we know that auxin is in the shoot tip of the plants, we know that. And the major function of this auxin is cell elongation. Cell elongation is a major function of the auxin, and cells to grow longer is also another function. And when it comes to gibberellin, helps in growth of the stem, and cytokinin promotes the cell division. And gibberellin, auxin, cytokinin, both 3 hormones which comes under the category of plant growth promoters. And when it comes to the abscisic acid, which inhibit the growth, and their effect will be senescence of the leaf, or wilting of leaves. And abscisic acid is the only plant hormone for our studies. Like this ABA or abscisic acid comes under the category of plant growth inhibitors. This is the only hormone which comes under the category of plant growth inhibitors according to your syllabus. And rest of the plant growth regulators. Sorry, it's not plant growth regulators, plant growth promoters. And PGR means plant growth regulators. Under the category of plant growth regulators, there are two types of hormones. The first is plant growth promoters, which contain auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin. And next one is plant growth inhibitors. ABA or abscisic acid will comes under that plant growth inhibitors category. And next one is the seventh question: how do auxin promote the growth of a tendril around a support? This is also somewhat fishy question. Nia, what happened to you? Do you need a rice soup? Do you need a rice soup, Nia? Linda, do you need a rice soup? Where is Ayupak? And where is Advait? Where is Neeraj? Amrita? Okay. Do you need rice soup?
Previous slides.
Assertion reason. 4 assertion reasons are waiting for you, Rehan. Don't worry. This is somewhat tricky question. How do auxin promote the growth of a tendril around a support? How do auxins promote the growth of a tendril around a support? For you, it's interesting question. For us, it is blah blah questions. Okay, I'm so interested about such kind of high complexity questions. Sir, Khadija. Okay, I agree. Yeah. Anyway, I will explain. This is very important concepts. And it will definitely comes in your examination. It's very important concepts. I will only explain once. Okay. And we know that tendrils are very sensitive to touch. And when these tendrils comes in contact with any support, yeah, when this tendrils comes in contact with any support, the auxin, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, the auxin a growth hormone. That means we know that auxin a growth hormone, and this auxin diffuses from the part of the tendril. Auxin diffuses from the part of the tendril in contact with the object to other side, which is not in the contact. Therefore, the part of the tendril is in contact with the object. The part of the tendril which is in contact with the object does not grow as rapidly as a part of the tendril away from the support. These part of the tendrils are away from the support. These all are away from the support. But those part of the tendril are in contact with the support. They will not grow rapidly. They will not grow rapidly. What is the reason behind that? When the tendrils comes in contact with the support, the auxin a growth hormone diffuses from the part of the tendril in contact with the object to other side, which is not in the contact. That means the object which are in the part of the, yeah, 1 minute. The part of the tendril in contact with the object, any of the object, does not grow as rapidly as the part of the tendril away from the object. And this causes a tendril to circle around the object and climb to it. I hope it is clear. Now we are moving on to the 8th question. The 8th question is, a squirrel is in a scary situation. Its body has to prepare for either fighting or running away. State the immediate changes that takes place in its body so that the squirrel is able to either fight or run. 3-mark question. Yes, adrenaline. Yeah. It's all about the action of adrenaline from our adrenal gland. And we know that when a squirrel is in a scary situation, the emergency hormone or the fight or flight hormone is adrenaline, which will secrete directly into the blood from our adrenal gland, which is located on the top of the kidney, and carry it to the different parts of the body. The target organs or specific tissues on which it acts includes the heart. And as a result, there are different effective organs are there. I'm only discussing about the heart actually. Yeah. As a result, we know that heartbeat become fast, and that followed by supply of more oxygen to our muscle cells or muscle tissues, and blood to the digestive system or gastrointestinal tract as well as the skin will be reduced due to the contraction of muscle around the small arteries in these affected organs. For that, what is the reason behind that? The reason is to divert the blood to our skeletal muscle to perform the efficient action. And breathing rate also increases because of the continuous contraction of the diaphragm and the rib muscles. And all these responses together produce a lot of energy in our squirrel's body to fight or flight from that situations. Yeah. Next question. The ninth question, it's also somewhat similar to that question, but a hidden hint is included, or a hidden question is included in this major question. Hidden question is also included. Okay. And question is, a cheetah on seeing a prey moves towards him at a very speed. What causes the movement of his muscles? How does the chemistry of the cellular components of muscles changes during this event? Two hidden questions are there. Two hidden questions. Some of the students, they only write about the adrenaline and their action. But some hidden question is there. One hidden question is there. The question is, yeah, when a cheetah seeing a prey move towards him at a very high speed. Yeah, this question is somewhat, yeah. Yeah, we need more clarification for this question. Yeah, I will rephrase this question. The question is, a cheetah is seeing a prey. Okay, cheetah is seeing a prey. Now, cheetah is a predator. Cheetah wants to catch that prey. So, what causes the movement of his muscles? That is the question. What causes the movement of his muscles? And for that, you can include the action of adrenaline, which I discussed in the previous slide. Now, I'm not discussing that again. And here is a hidden question also. Don't forget to attend that question too. Otherwise, you will not get full marks. That is 4 marks. How does the chemistry of cellular components of muscles changes during this event? How does the chemistry of cellular components of muscles changes during this event? You got it, the exact question, right? Yeah. What is the answer to this question? Only one and only tip is read the question twice before attending it. Okay, here is another hidden question. Question is, how does the chemistry of cellular components of muscle changes during this event? Tell me the answer. Yeah, for the first part 2 marks, for the second part also 2 marks. Proteins in the muscles, yes, Afshin, that is right. Contraction, yes, that is right. Yeah, now we can discuss that. And first part I'm not discussing, but the major specialty for attending this question is that for the first part, don't write our hormone system alone. You should combine the answer by giving the points of nervous system as well as our hormonal system. Otherwise, you will lose your mark. When the cheetah senses its prey by photoreceptors located in the eye, the information will send to our central nervous system by the activity of our nervous system. And the response is then carried by our neurons. Along with the nervous system, the hormonal system also play a major role. You should include the points from the central nervous system as well as the hormonal system. And when it comes to the hormonal system, action of the adrenaline is there. I'm not mentioning that again and again. That will leads to inappropriate time management. Yeah. And the second part is very crucial. I will explain that. And we know that when a nerve impulses reaches the muscle, the first thing the muscle should do is muscle fiber must move for performing the contraction activity. Muscle contraction is initiated by a signal sent by CNS via our efferent neuron or motor neuron, and thereby there will be the triggering of a particular chemical reaction. And due to this chemical reaction, muscle tissue or muscle cells will move by changing their shape. And so that the contraction of muscle will occur, otherwise there will be the shortening of the muscle cells. And muscle cells have special protein which are simply called the contractile proteins, and contractile proteins are responsible for changing both their shape and their arrangement in cells in response to a particular nervous or electrical impulses. So the changing their shape and changing their arrangement is carried by the special protein or contractile protein present in our muscle cells. And when this overall event happens, the new arrangement of these proteins give our muscle cells a shorter form or contracted form. That's enough. So read the question twice before attempting. Now you got the idea how to read the question, right? Yeah. The 10th question, why is chemical communication better than electrical impulses as means of communication between cells in multicellular organism? This is very easy question. I will explain that. 1 minute. Yeah, in animals, the message communicated in the form of nervous impulses. We know that from the receptors to any of the CNS, and from later to the effectors is very quick responses will be conducted in the reflex actions. We know that. And they will, yeah, we know that. But the question here is why is chemical communication better than electrical impulses as means of communication between the cells? And we know that in the case of nervous impulses, first we need to discuss about the disadvantages of electrical impulses for this question. And we know that this nerve cells cannot continuously create and transmit electrical impulses. They will take some time to reset its mechanism before it can generate and transmit a new impulses. And the next and major point is that this nerve impulses transmission only occurs in the cells those are connected by the nervous system, not each and every cells in the animal body. These are the major advantages of using nervous impulses over the hormonal system. Yeah.
Please show the question again.
Nahiba, now I will show the questions then later, okay? Question once again, okay, 1 minute. You should take the screenshot firstly. Yeah. Now we need to discuss about our advantages of using chemical communication over our nervous impulses or electrical impulses. These are the points. And first point is that there doesn't need any specialized tissue like nervous tissue for the signaling to occur. And the another feature is that they can potentially reach every aspect of the body or every components of the cells or every components of the cells without any connection, without or regardless of nervous connection. That is another point. And the next point is that chemical communication can be done very steadily and persistently. And we know that the chemicals like hormones will be directly transmitted or transfused into the bloodstream, and from the bloodstream they can potentially reach every cells of the body. That means they are synthesized at a place away from where they act, and they can simply diffuse to every areas for performing the action. And these are the advantages of using chemical communications over electrical impulses. But in our body, both are needed. Both are needed. Actually, the coordination of the chemical communication as well as now communications both are needed. But according to the question, we need to support that chemical communication will be more better than electrical impulses as a means of communication between the cells in multicellular organisms. Yeah, now we are moving on to the 11th question. Yeah, how is a mode of action in the beating of the heart different from the reflex action? Give examples. So, if you are not providing the examples, they will cut your marks. Here the question is, how is a mode of action in the beating of the heart different from the reflex actions? Yeah, here is the points. Beating of the heart, example. Here the example is beating of the heart muscles. And then comes to the reflex action. Examples are removal of hand with a sudden jerk when a person touches a hot object accidentally. And we need to put some of 4 points as well. And beating of heart, we know it's an involuntary action. Involuntary actions are regulated or will be controlled by our part of the hindbrain, which is called medulla. And involuntary actions are performed throughout our lives, and action may be quick or slow. And when it comes to reflex actions are always quick in response. And actions are produced only during our emergency conditions. And in case of reflex actions which are under the control of CNS, central nervous system, especially our spinal cord. And in the case of reflex action, there will be the involvement of skeletal muscles. Otherwise, we can't perform the reflex actions. And when it comes to the beating of heart, generally, there will not be any involvement of skeletal muscles. And the first point must be these other beating of heart are involuntary actions, and these actions are not under our control, or not we can these actions cannot be controlled by ourselves according to our will or our wish. And reflex, when it comes to reflex action, these are the sudden action in response to something or in response to a particular stimulus. Yeah. Next question. How are involuntary actions and reflex action different from each other? Same answer. Same. Just remove the beating of heart heading and introduce involuntary action. Everything is same. The question only has changed. This is how I prepared some points for you. This is the power of Pulsar. This is how I prepare more ACS points for you. Now the answer is similar. You only need to remove the beating of heart from this heading from this column or row. Instead, you should put involuntary action. So simple. Ma'am, have you seen the comment? Questions are modified or changed, but answer is same. Yeah. No comments. I don't need any comment. Evening. Yeah. I'm not getting enough comments. Now I'm reducing 15 minutes into 12 minutes. Now I already reduced 15 minutes breaks into 12 minutes. Okay? I'm such a psychic person. Yeah, I'm not getting enough responses, so I just reduce the 15 minutes breaks into 12 minutes. Now I will only give you 12 minutes break.
Sir, cool as a cucumber.
Sir, cool as a cucumber. Okay, yeah, I will cool as a cucumber. I'm always acting like a cucumber. I know that. Heartless person for a reason.
Sir, Evelyn, no, you are extreme psycho.
Yeah, I'm extreme psycho. I know that. I love that comment, I love that comment. Like, sir, you are a psycho, you are a psychic. Now you are getting comments about break. No? Yeah, I'm getting comments. Now,
Heartless person for
yeah, if you are not giving enough comments, I will reduce 12 minutes into 10 minutes. Now, your break time is 12 minutes. Yeah, take the screenshot. Polls are a psychopath. You admitted it in YouTube. Live happy. Yeah. I'm such a simple person. I will not do any drama. I don't like that dramatic moments. If we comment more than 15 minutes, comment more than 15 minutes, yeah, I may take that into the account. Priya ma'am, do me a favor. Priya ma'am will not do anything. Because here, Polsar is the master teacher. I will decide everything.
I can't
Okay?
Yes.
I will decide everything.
Why?
Since I'm taking the classes for 10th GCC.
Sir, you are master tutor, so I can't.
What to do?
I am just a supporting tutor.
But I'm not considering this person as a supporting tutor. She is like my sister. I will obey the instruction from our senior faculty, that is Priya ma'am. Okay, don't do buttering in the comment section. Okay, don't do buttering. Okay.
Jada. So
Okay. Drama cute.
I will come.
But if the Priya ma'am is saying that, sir, you can give the 15 minutes breaks to your students, then I will definitely obey that.
Yes.
Don't ask that. Don't ask that in the comment section, okay? Not buttering eggs. It's like a emulsification process. Soap on it dirt, right? Yeah.
Guys, don't worry. Set.
Say Priya ma'am, say, oh, I love you, Priya ma'am. A lot of cards are there, okay? Anyway.
Yes, Evelyn, set. Will be okay.
Okay. Now everyone is buttering the Priya ma'am. You look amazing. Anyway, just come back to the session. Name the parts A, B, C, D of a human brain. A is cerebrum, right? A is cerebrum and C is medulla in hindbrain, and D is cerebellum. cerebellum, and B is pons, right? Take the screenshot. Shall I move on to the next slide? Shall I move on to the next slide? Shall I? Is this okay? Is this okay?
Sir, cerebrum or forebrain is fine.
Yeah, you can put forebrain, and in the bracket you should mention it as a cerebrum. Okay. Shall we move on to the next question? If you're given the permission, I will definitely look into the next question.
B, spinal cord.
Is it spinal cord? It is pons, right? Not pons powder. Okay.
Sir, it is pons.
Done. Okay, William. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Medulla is behind.
If you're sent person about this concepts, you can say that, sir, pons is wrong.
Let's move on, sir.
Let's move on. Who told that? Sinus.
Sinus.
Okay. It's not pons, dear. B is spinal cord. B is spinal cord. I'll make such kind of tricks in the session. Spinal cord.
It's not pons, sir. What is this? This is not you.
Okay, yeah. I will make some confusion. That must be that is a must thing we need to do in our mandatory biology session.
Only you will make this trick.
Yeah, I will make this trick. Yeah, first is cerebrum. We know that first is cerebrum, and B1 is, yeah. The B is spinal cord. We know that, and C is medulla in hindbrain. C is medulla in hindbrain, and D is cerebellum. Yeah, D is cerebellum. Right. Next question is waiting for you. The 14th question. We reached into the 14th question. Differentiate between sensory neuron and a motor neuron. And I will tell you, before moving on to this question, I will tell you one thing, that 5 important diagrams must be learnt in our biology. And 5 important diagrams. Don't skip this. Don't ever skip this 5 important diagrams. The first is human brain. First is human brain. And second one is neuron. Second one is the structure of neuron, and the third one is human heart. Human heart. And the fourth one is nephron, the structure of nephron. And the fifth one is female reproductive organ. Sorry, female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. Don't forget to study these 5 diagrams. Sir, for heart. Now, drawing of heart will not be there. Okay. Drawing of brain will not be there. Yeah. But every part of this diagram must be studied.
Brain is hard to draw.
Yeah, since you don't have any brain, right? Okay.
What about digestive system?
Yeah, I said that these are the 5 important diagrams to study, to consider.
Sir,
But every diagrams are important. Every diagrams of the biology part is very, very, very crucial, very important. I say that you should don't skip these 5 diagrams ever. Every diagrams of biology are important. But I will give more weightage to these 5 diagrams. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we need to discuss about the differentiate between.
Reproductive system is an repeated.
Yes, female reproductive system is a repeated question. From the control and coordination, human brain and neuron. These are the repeated portions. And from the case of our life processes, human heart and nephrons are repeated parts. And when it comes to how do organs are reproduced, female reproductive organs has asked in so many years, continuously. But I will say every diagrams are important. Don't skip any of the diagram. But I will give more advance to this 5 diagrams. I will give more weightage to 5 diagrams. It's your duty to study every diagrams. Yeah. Now we need to discuss about afferent neurons and efferent neurons. The differences between sensory neurons and motor neurons. Yeah, here are the points. We know that the sensory neurons are always called afferent neurons, and while the motor neurons are always called as efferent neurons. And afferent neurons always carries impulses from our sense organ to the CNS, That means they carry always sensory impulses towards the central nervous system. And when it comes to the efferent neurons or motor neurons, they will always carry away. They will always carry impulses away from the central nervous system to the effector organs. That means they transfer the messages or signals from whether it is a spinal cord or brain, that means the central nervous system, from the central nervous system to various or targeted organs. These are the major differences between central nervous, motor neuron and a sensory neuron. And these are the next points are the out of syllabus topic. Anyway, I will give you the idea. When you are considering each sensory neuron's anatomy, they always has a short axon and a long dendrite. And when it comes to the case of efferent neuron, you only need to study the efferent neuron general schematic representation, like because when it comes to general points regarding each sensory neuron, they have short axon and long dendrite. These features, the direct opposite features, can put into efferent neurons category. Long axon, generally. The statement is generally long axon for efferent neurons and short dendrites for efferent neuron. Just opposite concept of the efferent neurons. Okay. Next is the 15th question. Where is Advait? Advait was studying in his room. Suddenly, he smells something burning and sees smoking in the room. Sorry, it's not smoking, smoke in the room. He rushes out of the room. Not getting my voice properly, sorry for that. He rushes out of the room immediately. Was Advait's actions voluntary or involuntary? Give explanation. Hope you are okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Yes, it's voluntary because the action of the Advait was voluntary. Was it involuntary? Give the explanation. I will give you the explanation. Advait actions was voluntary, as I mentioned, because when he rushed out of the room, it was under his conscious control. The smoke and smell were perceived by the receptors in the sense organ, has already sent the signals to the brain. We know that when the brain receives that signals, they will give regulatory signals to the effector organs to perform a particular action towards that particular stimuli. And finally, the muscles to move out of the room. That is the action to be performed here, and that is completely a voluntary action. Yeah. Neeraj asked a doubt from this question past 4 months ago. I think it was Neeraj. Obviously, I'm remembering it was Neeraj.
Sir, I didn't know.
Yeah, you just asked this question. Neeraj, so it's not past 4 months, sorry, or past 1 week ago or 1.5 week ago, Neeraj asked this question, a doubt regarding this question. And for the past 4 months ago, Inian was the first person who has given this question that, sir, I need a clarification regarding this question.
Now Inian is not here.
I think now Inian hasn't joined in the session. Anyway, the 16th question. Now we reached into the 16th question, the most favorite part of 10th GCC. Yeah, I have a sharp memory. I'm remembering everyone. I'm remembering everyone's name and your activities and everything. I'm just recollecting one of the comment from our Rihan, like while we were going for the YouTube live on one day, I was taking the classes about that reproductive system, and contraceptive methods, and he was like, "How do I know, sir? How do I know? I don't have the practical experience. How do I know?" I'm recollecting that. Every time I used to recollect that dialogue. How do I know? Why are you asking this question to me? I'm remembering it. I don't want to remember. Anyway, if you want to remember, just watch that YouTube live video again and again, okay? That is in the YouTube.
I can't prove it practically.
Yeah, I can't prove it practically. No much more discussion regarding that. Yeah, here is a session. That is, now impulse is a one-way conjunction. Reason, now impulse is transmitted from dendrite to axon terminals. Tell me the answer. You are very pro in assertion reason. Tell me the answer. Whenever I read sexual reproduction, I remember only thing I can't show practically. This is the comment from Afrin regarding our Rehan P. Shah Jahan. Rehan, you are famous now.
Evelyn also got commented as.
Sarah, that is right. Datkan, that is not right. Neeraj, that is right. Aisha, that is right. And what about others? Sridhara, that is not right. Linda, that is right. Melana, that is right. Afshin, that is right. Yeah, so many rights are there. Okay. Jamina, Hana, that's right. Jasmine, that's not right. Afrin, that is right.
Rehan is.
Rehan.
Khadija,
No.
no.
Elena, that is right. Evelyn, okay, Evelyn, that is right. Is that Evelyn? Okay, Evelyn. No. Just look into the assertion. Now impulse is a one-way conduction. Now impulse is transmitted from dendrite to axon. That means now they are indirectly saying that now impulse is a one-way conduction. Now impulse always occurs from the tip of dendrite to the tip of axon. Not in the reverse format. Now impulse will not be conducted from axon terminals to the dendrite. It always conducted from the tip of the dendrite to the tip of the axon or to the nerve ending. That means they are indirectly saying that now impulse is a one-way conduction. So answer will be yes. Both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Yeah. Today I will tell you some hidden things are waiting for you. Rest of the assertion and reason type question. Some hidden part is there. Okay. After finishing both every assertion and reason, I will give you the trick. You should, if you are very intelligent, it is your duty to analyze that hidden part or the trick in that assertion, in today's assertion and reason. I hate this question. This is why I hate this question. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we can discuss this question and we can move on to the next session reason. Why is the flow of signals in a synapse? Don't look into the next question. In this question, they are asking about the synapse. Okay, in the synapse, we know during the synapse transmission, we know that the signals when it comes to the synapse region, at the end of the nerve ending or nerve endings, nerve endings will generate some chemical reactions. That means when an electrical signal reaches the axonal end of the neuron, it releases some chemical substances which is simply called the neurotransmitters. And these neurotransmitters which diffuses into the tip of next dendrite. And they will create electrical impulses. That electrical impulses will be transmitted along that neuron till the end of axon or nerve ending. Okay, the nerve impulse transmission always occurs from dendrite to axon or axon terminal, but the flow of signals in a synapse always occurs from axonal end to dendritic end. Don't be confused with the previous question, okay? Dendritic end. Flow of nerve impulse always occurs from dendrite to axon terminal. That is right. But the flow of signals in a synapse, not the point, in a synapse always occurs from axonal end of one neuron to the dendritic end of another neuron, but not the reverse. Why? I already explained that. Electrical signal is converted into a chemical signal at the axon end. Since these chemicals are absent at the dendrite end of the neuron, electrical signal cannot be converted into a chemical signal. Okay. 18th question. Yeah, next assertion or reason type. If you are intelligent, you should find out the hidden point which is included in every assertion and reason question, which I am going to show you. Assertion. Plants lack the nervous system, but they do coordinate. It is so because of hormones. Yes, Isabel, that is right. Who's that man? Neeraj, that is right. Sridhar, that is right. Yeah, no, Joel, that is right, Joel. Rashi, that is right. Evelyn, that is wrong. That is wrong. Alia, that is wrong. Melina, that is wrong. Hannah, that is wrong. Lifeline, please. I will not give any lifeline. I want to see your comment. Linda, yes, that is right. Sulega, that is right. Yes, Amelia, that is right. Melina, where is Melina? Okay. Where is your friend? Where is your buddy? Mohammed Rahan. Mohammed Rahan's squares are there. Where are they? I want to see their comments as well. Two Mohammed Rahans are there. Option is not there. Rehan. Plant lacks nervous system, but they do coordinate. That is right. That is assertion is true. It is so because of hormones. That is also true. Since they are not having any nervous system, most of the control and coordination will occur in the plants via hormonal system. That means both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. The next question, 19th question. Ma'am, if you need, you can reduce the temperature. Okay? Yeah. Assertion. Cytokinins are present in highest concentration in fruits and seeds. If you're not comfortable, you can do that, ma'am. Okay. Anyway, I'm comfortable with that. Okay. Reason. Cytokinins are responsible for promoting cell division. Cytokines are present in highest concentration in fruits and seeds. That is right. Obviously right answer. Cytokinins are responsible for promoting cell division. That is also right. Now we need to discuss whether this statement comes under the A or B category. Afraid that is wrong. Sulega, that is right. Joel, that is right. Okay, Jasmine, that is right. Melana, that is right. Yeah. Both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Cytokinins are always present in highest concentration where the cell division is more needed. That means which is always seen in the fruits and seeds. The cytokinin are present in higher concentration in fruits and seeds where they promote more cell division process. Both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Here is a textbook highlight. Cytokinins promote cell division and it is naturally then that they are present. 1 minute. Cytokinins promote cell division and it is a natural then that they are present in greater concentration in areas of rapid cell division such as in fruits and seeds. Okay, 1 minute, ma'am. Okay. Both assertion reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation for assertion. The 20th question. Okay, ma'am. Okay. The last assertion and reason from control and coordination. Last assertion reason from control and coordination. Cerebellum controls the coordination of the body movement and posture. And reason is medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata controls and regulates the center of coughing, sneezing and vomiting. Okay, they will inform you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, option B. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. I just presented 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 assertion and reason type question. Out of this 4, 3, the answer to 3 questions were both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. That was the hint. That was a hidden thing I just included. I had put in that questions. So simple, right? Seriously, yeah. Yeah, ma'am. What?
What?
Sprite? I will not take carbonated beverages. You know that. Yeah. She's offering me carbonated beverages. But I will not take that. I will not drink carbonated beverages. I'm very strict to my diet. Now we just finished our 20 questions.
How can I guess? How can I?
20 question. Now we just finished 20 question. Now we are moving on to the 21st question. Draw and label the parts of the neuron. Yeah.
Evelyn, you are correct.
I drew it. Yeah, I drew it. And I have already given the label.
Sir?
Yeah, 1 minute. Yes. Sir, break. Don't worry, Joy. I will give you the break, okay? Evelyn.
Yeah, Evelyn, you are correct.
Yeah, here is the dendritic tip or dendrites, and here is the nucleus, and you will be able to see soma or cyton. Cyton or cell body. Both are correct. And long filament, which is called axon, and now entities. And next is, this is a highly advanced diagram. If you want to mention, you can also mention this. I don't have any problem. Joel, I will give you the break, okay? I will give you the break. I will discuss 3 or 4 questions. After that, I will give you the break. Sir, wait, next year I will come to your house. Unfortunately, I will not be there in India.
Sir,
Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be there in India. Yeah, I will come here for 1 month leave. It may be around May or something.
Sir, come to UAE.
I will give you the hint to which country I'm going. Only at the end of our last session. That is on 1st March. On the 1st March, I will give you the idea regarding the place which I'm going to study or work. Like that, okay. I'm free. Come to UAE, okay. UK or USA. I will only disclose that surprise news at the end of the session of.
I will give you job.
Yeah, at the end of the session on 1st March. Okay. Russia, Georgia. No. You know that place better than me. You know that place.
Come.
China? Okay.
Come to UAE, teach me 11th bio.
11th bio. Okay. Uganda? Antarctica. Yeah, might be. The next question is, the rhythm of sleep in our body is controlled by option B, pineal gland, which is present in our human brain. Yeah, pineal gland will secrete a hormone which is called melatonin, which is responsible for our unconsciousness and sleep, awake cycles, etc., which controls the diurnal rhythm or circadian rhythm of our body. That's why melatonin is considered to be biological clock, or pineal gland is considered to be biological clock. And melatonin is the hormone which is considered to be biological clock. Yeah, you know one thing, everyone want to know what do you mean by ADH and what do you mean by ACTH. Do you know what do you mean by neuron? Do you know what do you mean by neuron? At least? ADH means antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone. That means vasopressin hormone. And ACTH means adrenocorticotropic hormone. I'm not discussing that. You will be able to study that hormone name and their action in the +1.
What is neuron?
Adrenocorticotropic hormone, that is ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, and ADH means antidiuretic hormone, that is vasopressin.
Sir, what is neuron?
Afrin. Yeah. Next question, 20. Yeah.
ADHD. That is our.
Yeah. 23rd question. Which of the following endocrine gland is unpaired, like Rehan? Rehan used to say, sir, I'm single. In the comment section also, he used to say, I'm single. Where is Rehan?
Rehan. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Which of the following endocrine gland is unpaired? Muhammad Shah, I want to see your comment in the comment section. Yeah, it's you. Yeah, he's like, yes, sir. Okay. Give the answer. Adrenal? Is it adrenal? Obviously no, because adrenal always occurs in a pair, because at the top of each kidney we will be able to see adrenal gland. And next is pituitary. Yeah, next is testis. What if testis is occurs in a pair, right? And ovary is also paired. And what about pituitary? What about pituitary gland? This is somewhat the shape of our pituitary gland. Pituitary gland has two parts, namely anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary, that is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. You will be able to see a structure like this while you're drawing the pituitary gland, and these two structures are the part of the division of one pituitary gland. This is not a pair of the pituitary gland. Okay, that means pituitary gland is one of the endocrine gland which occurs in an unpaired state. It's single like Rehan. Yeah, yeah, friend. So the answer is pituitary. Next question, 24th question. Choose the incorrect statement about insulin. This is very easy question. Please make it more fast. Choose incorrect statement about insulin. It is produced by the pancreas and regulates the growth and development of the body. It regulates blood sugar level. Deficiency causes diabetes. Option B, it regulates the growth and development of the body. That is an incorrect option, because the regulation of growth and development of the body, which comes under the category of the growth hormone secreted by the pituitary gland. Yeah, now we are moving to the next question. The 25th question. Which of the following pairs of the brain parts and its function are not correctly matched? Read the answer. Yes, A is the right answer. Cerebrum controls, cerebrum is the center for membrane intelligence, that is right. Cerebellum controls the balancing and posture of the body, that is right. Medulla controls involuntary action, that is also right. Pons always controls unconsciousness events. Okay, Pons always controls unconsciousness event. Sorry, while describing the pineal gland, I already given the functions, and along with that other functions I already given that unconsciousness is the one of the function of pineal gland. Sorry, I'm making a correction that unconsciousness is one of the function of Pons, not the pineal. But all the things are interconnected. The function of pineal gland is maintaining the circadian rhythm or biological clock. It is considered to be a biological clock. But when it comes to the Pons controls unconsciousness. That means consciousness is not under the control of Pons. So Pons is a wrong option. Wrong option. Next is cretinism results due to. It's not Christianism, it's cretinism. Okay, cretinism results due to nice yawning Nabha, right? Second row, the second one. Who's that? Nabha, right? Nabha. Nabha is like yes or great. Nabiha. Sorry, it's Christianism. Nice yawning ever. Okay.
What is cretinism?
What is cretinism? Unconscious state, because needed unconscious state means because some of the things are not under our control, that may be indirectly controlled by our Pons as well. That is means unconsciousness are controlled by our Pons. Okay, because they are indirectly saying the things which are not under our control. Okay, because when you're going for the higher studies, you will be able to study that so many things are involved in the involuntary control. So many parts of the brain are included for controlling the involuntary actions. Medulla oblongata is there, Pons will be there, so many things will be there. But you are not studying that in detail. According to your syllabus, you will only need to study that medulla in hindbrain controlling involuntary actions. Okay, cretinism means during, I will give you a hint and it is your duty to give the answer. During the pregnancy period of a woman is facing the hypothyroidism condition that also creates some malformations or defective development in the developing fetus. And due to that hypothyroidism activities in the woman, the developing child may be having some of the defect like stunted growth, etc., which is simply called the cretinism. So I have already given the clue. Under secretion of thyroxine. That is the right answer. Okay. 27th question. Yeah, 1 minute. Now we are moving on to the 27th question. Which is not true about brain? Which is not true about brain? Tell me. Which is not true about the brain? There are lobes in forebrain. That is right, because there are frontal lobes, parietal lobe, temporal lobes. There are numerous. There are different lobes in the forebrain. That is right. And center of hearing, smell, memory are located in the forebrain. That is also right. Involuntary actions are controlled by medulla in the hindbrain. That is also right. And cerebrum does not control postures. That is wrong. Cerebellum, it's not cerebellum, it's not cerebrum, it's cerebellum. Cerebellum always controls posture because precision of the voluntary action, and at the same time the maintaining the control and posture which is given by cerebellum in the hindbrain. That means this is a wrong option about brain. Ma'am, shall we do that?
Yes.
Shall we give that?
Yes.
Now it's the time for break. Anyway, I already mentioned it as 12 minutes break. It's sorry, I will give you 15 minutes break. You are my buds. You are my lovely kids. I will give, sir, please remove that banner. I will give you a 15 minutes break. Now 1 minute. Let me calculate. 4:28. 4:28 IST. Okay, and 4:38. 4:43. You should be 1 minute. Yeah, you should be there at 4:42 or 3. 4:42 or 4:43 according to Indian Standard Time or IST. Okay, you should be here IST 4:43 p.m. Okay, now I'm giving 50 minutes break. After 50 minutes, you must be there. And we are going to complete the 13th questions as well. Only 3 questions are left. Only 3 questions are there to reach into the 13th question. After that, we will be starting with the how do organisms reproduce. And just go wash your face properly and take some coffee, any of the drinks like coffee or tea, something, and you should get back here. Okay, bye bye. Hello, my dear buddies, and I'm just wishing hello to our YouTube friends as well. Please, quick, turn your camera on quickly. And have you taken some coffee, tea, or something like that? Did you take it? Yes. Did you? Okay, Laura. Did you wash your face? Do you wash your face? No. Why? Face your wash. Heidi, why did you join at this time? Why did you join at this time? You were absent. You were absent during the first 1.5 hours, right? Wi-Fi issue. I will not believe that. I will not believe that. And I'm not giving any importance to Hani now. Don't believe me. I will not believe you. I will not believe you. Okay. Now I hope everyone came here. Now shall we move on to the next question series? Shall we move on to the next question series? We just reached around 27th question. We completed the discussion regarding the 27th question from our control and coordination. Now we are moving on to 28th question. Exactly 60 questions I just prepared from the control and coordination. I will discuss at least 30 questions, and followed by after completion of the 30th question, I will be starting with the how to organize and reproduce chapter, and whatever the questions we are going to leave, don't worry, such questions I will try to complete in our last session on 1st March. Okay. Yeah. Yes, 20th question. Yeah, here is the 28th question. The growth of the tendrils in pea plant is due to. I have given the enough idea or the conceptual approach towards this question. I have already given that. Yes, C is the right answer. The growth of the tendrils in pea plants is due to the rapid cell division in tendrilar cells that are away from the support. Yeah, here is the right answer. Because in the growth of the plant, both hormones are involved. Auxin is involved to promote the cell elongation. At the same time, cell division will be provided by our cytokinin hormone, right? Yes, the 29th question. Select the mismatched pairs. Adrenaline pituitary gland, testosterone testis, estrogen ovary, thyroxine thyroid gland. Yes, option A is the mismatched pair, that is adrenaline pituitary gland. Adrenaline always secreted from adrenal gland, not from the pituitary gland. So the mismatched pair is option A. And 13th question. Name the disorders which a person is likely to suffer from due to the following. The first is oversecretion of growth hormone or GH and deficiency of estrogen in females, and final one is less secretion of thyroxine. And also name the gland that secrete each of the hormones mentioned above. Yes, oversecretion of growth hormone. The growth hormone will be secreted from our pituitary gland, and oversecretion of growth hormone leads to gigantism condition and deficiency of estrogen hormone. We know that female hormones like estrogen and progesterone both are produced from the ovary, and deficiency of estrogen in females leads to hypoestro. Tell me that point. I already taught you. Hypoestro. No one is giving the comment. Hypoestrogenism. Yes, Neeraj, that is right answer. And less secretion of thyroxine. Thyroid glands secrete the thyroxine hormone. The less secretion of thyroxine leads to hyperthyroidism, right? Shall we move on to the last? Yeah, we just reached into 30th question, right? Now I'm moving on to how do organisms reproduce. Come on, what come on, Hani? Did you notice anything? Did you notice anything which I...
What's this?
Did you notice anything while I'm describing the third point? I deliberately mentioned it as a hyperthyroidism. Exactly, less secretion of thyroxine from the thyroid gland leads to hypothyroidism. That means you are not listening here. You are not listening here. That's why deliberately I put the comment as hyperthyroidism for the third question, third part. Now, only Neeraj was the first person who just given that, sir, it is not hypothyroidism, it's hypothyroidism. Rest of the persons were, I don't know, listening or sleeping. Hypothyroidism or goiter. What about me? I'm not looking at you, Mr. Hani. Are you back? Since you were absent in the first 1.5 hours. Oh God, you and your voices sometimes is faster than Bharat Rail. So I gave, okay, Nabiha. Okay.
So can you explain?
Yeah, I will give you the idea. Yeah. Take the screenshot. 1 minute. Yeah, gigantism. Our secretion of growth hormone leads to gigantism. Our secretion of growth hormone from our pituitary gland leads to gigantism. Take the screenshot. And ovary. The estrogen, or when estrogen level is low in our body, that will lead to another condition which is known as hypoestrogenism. Low estrogen level can also cause irregularities in sexual development and sexual functions, and they also increases the risk for obesity, osteoporosis, and some other cardiovascular diseases as well. And final one, hypothyroidism or goiter. Yeah, hypothyroidism, commonly called goiter, deficiency of low level of thyroxine secretion from our thyroid gland. Now, see, again 30 questions are there. What should I do? Again 30 questions are there. I need 7 hours or 5 hours of marathon session. Then only I will be able to finish all the questions, right? Yes, Alora, I got it, Alora. Okay. Now, with heartbreak, I'm moving on to the next chapter. That is how do organisms reproduce. Here now we are moving on to the discussion of our 7th chapter. That is how do organisms reproduce. Now we are moving on. Do you even have heart? Yes, I do possess. Yeah. But you don't have brain, right, Evelyn? I know that. Yeah. Now we are moving on to the discussion of our questions from how do organisms reproduce. The first question. Newly formed DNA copies may not be identical at times. Give reason for 1 mark. It's for 1 mark. It's 1 mark question. Give the reason. Newly formed DNA copies may not be identical at times. Give reason because we know that when a cell reproduces, DNA replication occurs or DNA duplication or DNA copying mechanism occurs, and there will be the formation of similar copies of DNA. But the major specialty is that on each copying mechanism there will not be the production of some variations, whether maybe possible variations or negative variations or positive variations or negative variations. That means useful. There may be a chance for positive variations or useful variations and negative variations or non-useful variations. And finally, we know that no biochemical reaction is absolutely reliable. That means for every reaction to proceed, there will be the production of some variations at each time of the DNA copy mechanism. As a result, the DNA copies will be similar but may not be identical to the original. It's all. Next, we are moving on to the second question. When a cell reproduces, what happens to its DNA? When a cell reproduces, what happens to its DNA? Multiply, that is right. When a cell reproduces, DNA replication occurs. That means from a DNA there will be the generation of 2 similar copies of DNA. That's fine. And third question, name the causative agent of disease Kala-Hazard and its mode of asexual reproduction. We know that Kala-Hazard disease which caused by leishmania, and the major asexual reproduction method of this leishmania is binary fission. Normal binary fission is not possible, and unlike that of amoeba, normal binary fission is not possible in our leishmania. Instead, there will be a specialized fission process, but you can mention it as a binary fission. Okay, that's right answer. Yeah, now we are moving on to the fourth question. Name two simple organisms having the ability to regenerate. The two symbol organism has a pronounced effect of the regeneration, which includes planaria and hydra. Both have the ability to regenerate themselves. And fifth question, now we are moving on to the fifth question, that is reproduction is one of the most important characteristics of living beings. Give four reasons to support this statement. Give four reasons to support this statement. Reproduction? Yes, Ephraim. Hydra can regenerate also. Two types of asexual reproductions are seen in Hydra, which includes budding and regeneration. Okay? Yes, that is right. Yeah, we are moving on to the answer. Because for the inheritance of the characters from one generation to next generation, reproduction is needed. For bringing positive, whether it is positive or negative variations, for the basis for the evolution, that reproduction is also needed. And we know that for the existence of a particular species, for continuity, for creating the continuity among the species, reproduction is essential. And if the reproduction does not take place, living being will survive. No living being will not be there. No living being will survive on the earth, and somewhat every organism will go to the extinct phase. Yeah, we proved it by giving four reasons, four statements. And sixth question, define reproduction. And B part is how does it help in providing stability to the population of species? What do you mean by reproduction? We know that reproduction can be defined as a biological process by which new individuals or offsprings will be produced from their parent or parents through asexual mode of reproduction or sexual mode of reproduction respectively. And we know that reproduction is always connected or linked with the stability of population of species. How? We already explained that DNA replication during reproduction ensures the transfer of specific characters from one generation to the next generation. We know that. That means specific characters or body designs which are needed for that specific features will be transmitted through the inheritance process. That means DNA replication during the reproduction ensures transfer of specific characters or body design features that are essential for an individual or of a population to live and to use a particular environment or particular niche. That means the variations are always serving as the basis for evolution. We know that variations are the raw materials for the evolution. For every copying mechanism, there will be the variations present in few individuals of the population caused due to reproduction, which also helps in their surviving and changing niches. There will be positive variations or useful variations and negative variations or non-useful variations. Those who are having the useful variations or positive variations, that will be preserved generation after generation for the evolution process. That's why we are calling positive variation. That's why we are calling variations are the raw materials for the evolution. And those who are accumulating with the negative variations or non-useful variations, that species or that population will go extinct. Yeah. Seventh question. What is the effect of DNA copying which is not perfectly accurate on the reproduction process? How does the amount of... Yeah, I'm not going to explain this thing because I already explained in the previous question. What is the effect of DNA copying which is not perfectly accurate on the reproduction process? I have already given the idea regarding DNA copying mechanism, variations, and point regarding no biochemical reactions are absolutely accurate. I already given that. Okay, you need to write all the points. And the next question is, how does the amount of DNA remain constant through each new generation, which is a combination of DNA copies of two individuals? Yeah, Mugda. You can take the screenshot. I'm not going to explain that first part since I already given the explanation. Yeah, take the screenshot. Yeah. Now we need to discuss about the meiosis condition. And the question was, how does the amount of DNA remain constant through each new generation, which is a combination of DNA copies of two individuals? The perfect answer is meiosis. We know that the combination of DNA copies from two individuals, from male and female, occurs during sexual reproduction. And there will be the reduction division in gametes to produce haploid number of chromosomes during the gamete formation. That means in the male and female gamete. That means the 23 number of chromosomes will be present in the male gamete as well as in the female gamete. And this is as a result of meiosis process which is simply called reduction division. And since these two gametes fuses during the fertilization, the original number of chromosomes, that is 46 number of chromosomes or 23 pair of chromosomes as in parent, will be restored in the offsprings. By this, the amount of DNA remains constant in each new generation. Yeah. Take the screenshot. Eighth question. What is reproduction? List its two types. We already explained about the reproduction. I'm not recollecting that. And list its two types. One is asexual mode of reproduction and second one is sexual mode of reproduction. And next question is somewhat crucial. How are the modes of reproduction different in unicellular and multicellular organisms? Hani know the answer to this question, right? Hani, where are you? Are you back? Single parent? This question is somewhat crucial. How are the modes of reproduction different in unicellular and multicellular organisms? Are you there? Are you listening? I think some of the persons are like a statue. Muhammad Rehan and Wasim, Mugda, Hani, Dolly.
Mugda is talking to someone.
Yeah, we are playing side. Okay. I'm here only, sir. I know that. But your action is like.
Ma'am is sleeping now,
Yeah.
friend. No.
Yeah, what is that?
Ma'am is.
Muhammad Rehan is like a statue. Nothing is responding. Nothing is. Even he is not talking to other people as well. He's like a statue. He's behaving like a statue. Leave him alone, sir. Your favorite friend, Rehan. Abdul, are you there? Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, we are there. I heard he's sick or something. He got sick or something. Rehan, why don't you check on your Muhammad Rehan, your favorite friend? Didn't you contact? I don't care. Rehan. Now the actual face of the Rehan revealed. Like, I don't care. Let him go to doctor. See the attitude of your best friend? Oh, no sad. Yeah. Rehan is too bad from Evelyn. Okay. Complex body structures, Hani, yeah. Everyone is roasting Rehan. I agree with Evelyn. Muhammad Rehan, okay? Roasting with each other. Hani. Yeah. Now we can move on to this answer. And yeah, reproduction. I'm not giving the explanation regarding what do you mean by reproduction or it's two types. Yeah. We know that when it comes to the B part, unicellular organism. Other organism, they only have one cell or single cell, right? So unicellular organism generally reproduce asexually by fission, budding, etc. So many processes are there, so many methods are there. They only have one celled body and can multiply easily by simple cell division or by mitosis process. We know that. Simple cell division process is called mitosis, equal division, right? Or equational division. When it comes to the multicellular organism, some of the multicellular organisms use asexual mode of reproduction, other multicellular use asexual mode of reproduction. That means the simple multicellular organism usually uses or follows the asexual mode of reproduction, while the complex multicellular organism or higher order multicellular organisms uses sexual mode of reproduction, and in that while forming their gametes. while forming the gametes in higher multicellular or complex multicellular organism, there will be the process known as meiosis 2. That is reduction division. Okay, you need to note all these points. The ninth question, yes, association recent type questions is waiting for you. And the question association is very simple association recent type question. Association amoeba always produces 2 daughter amoebae while plasmodium divides into many daughter cells. Okay, and reason here is amoeba undergoes binary fission while plasmodium undergoes multiple fission. Tell me the answer. Both assertion reason and true reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Amoeba always produce 2 daughter amoeba through the process known as binary fission, and while plasmodium divides into many daughter cells through multiple fission. Yeah, both assertion reason and true reason is the correct explanation for assertion. And next question, name the process is shown below and define it for 3 marks. And here is a B part. Name the types of cells present in the organism which exhibit this process. Name the process shown in the figure is regeneration in planaria. Okay, name the type of cells present in the organism which exhibit this process is neoblast. The cell is neoblast. You can mention it as a stem cell. Okay. Neoblast or stem cells. Yeah. Take the screenshot. I'm not defining the exact process of planaria since you are aware of that. Regeneration is the ability of an organism to give rise to new individuals from any of the broken or any of the injured body part of that organism, and it is considered to be asexual mode of reproduction in a lower group of organism. And you should mind one point that stem cells is not included in the textbook, but you can study that, and you can also use another cell type as regenerative cell. Both are correct. Okay, you can use neoblast or stem cells or regenerative cells, or you can also use a term specialized regenerative cells. Okay, and not one point that regeneration is not same as the reproduction. Regeneration is not same as that of the reproduction. I have already given the explanation for that. Let's go through that. In our regular session, I already taught you regarding why it is called regeneration is not same as to that of the reproduction. Yeah. Next question is, explain the term regeneration as used in relation to reproduction of organisms. And next question is, describe briefly how regeneration is carried out in multicellular organism like Hydra. Yeah, we know that regeneration is the ability of an organism to give rise to a new individual from any broken or injured body part of that respective organism. That means the process of formation of an entire organism from the body part of fully differentiated organism is a somewhat another definition regarding the regeneration. However, regeneration is not same as the reproduction since most of the organism doesn't have the ability to regenerate themselves as a wall when we are using a cut, or when being a cut up to the when we are using a cut on the body of that organisms or in that organisms. So when it comes to the lower case of organism, lower case of multicellular organism, regeneration can be considered as a part of reproduction, or regeneration can be assumed as a reproduction, or regeneration can be equate to the reproduction. But when it comes to the multicellular organism, like higher multicellular organism, not lower multicellular organism, when it comes to the higher multicellular organism, if you are cutting any of the part of that respective organism, there will not be any regeneration of all body part. In case of reptilian organism, if you are cutting the tail will be regenerated. But if you are cutting the head, there will not be any regeneration of the head. It will die. Okay. Yeah. Next, we need to explain about the regeneration, how regeneration is carried out in multicellular organism like Hydra. Hydra is a simple multicellular organism. They show both asexual mode of reproduction, which includes budding and regeneration. And when a small piece of Hydra breaks off, it grows to completely new Hydra, and we know that there is a specialized cells or regenerative cells or cells which are carried out in the regeneration process. and these specialized cells multiply again and again. That means they will proliferate themselves and make large number of cells, and from this large number of cells there will be the yeah, from this large number of cells, the different cells undergo some of the morphological changes to become various cell types and tissues, and this is how regeneration takes place in Hydra, and everything will occurs in a sequential format. That's why we are referring them as development. In the same way, the complete organism will be developed. Yeah. Next question, 12th question is, what happens when a mature spiral filament attains a considerable length, and what happens when on maturation sporangia burst? A mature spirogyra filament attains a considerable length. We know that it will breaks into different fragments, and each fragments have the ability to give rise to new complete individual. And on maturation of sporangia burst. When sporangia burst, the spores inside the sporangia will comes in contact with the air, and once they comes in contact with the suitable environment or suitable condition, they will grow into new organisms called rhizopus or blood ball. But not one point that they need favorable condition like moisture to survive. Okay, that is also needed. Yeah, take the screenshot. They only germinate under favorable condition. Under favorable condition only, they germinate into new individuals. One of the most important favorable condition for the germination of the spores are moist environment. Moisture environment. Okay, moisture is essential. Yeah. 14th question. The question is of MCQ type, and it's for 1 month. Seeds are called products of sexual reproduction because they everything has been asked. Everything has repeatedly asked in your frame. Yes, seeds are called products of sexual reproduction because it gives rise to new plants. No. Are formed by the fusion of pollen tube. No. Can survive for a long period. No. Are formed by the fusion of male and female gamete. That is the right answer. Option B. And now we are moving on to the 5th MCQ type question. That is, fertilization is a process of. If you are active during the class in the comment section, I will plan to give you next 15 minutes break. I will make a plan to give you next 15 minutes break. So you should very active during the session. I want to see all of your comments. No one asked, sir, did you drink some water or something? No one asked. No one cares about Paul's health. How cruel you are, dears. How cruel you are. What happened to Paul, sir? He is being so much sweet. I might get diabetes. Yeah. If you are very active in the comment section, I will give you next 50 minutes break. Say, did you eat food? I will not say that. I will not say that, Aisha. Sir, you itself a energy drink so Evelyn. Okay. Okay. Emulsification process is going on in the comment section. Priya ma'am, you had food. Okay. Yeah, fertilization is a process of fusion of nuclei of male and female gametes. Transfer of male gamete to female gamete? No. That is not the definition of fertilization. Addition of male and female, that is not right. The formation of gametes by reproductive organ, that is not right. The fusion of male and female gamete is the right answer. Yeah. Next question, the 16th question. Identify the labeled parts A, B, C, D, E and F in the figure. Write the role of labeled part B and F. A is pollen grain and C is stigma, B is pollen tube, and D is style, and E is ovary, and F is female germ cell or egg. Yeah. A is pollen grain, and B is pollen tube, and C is stigma, and D represents style, and E represents ovary, and F represents female germ cell. Yeah. And we need to discuss about the role of B role of B and role of F. That means role of pollen tube and role of female germ cell. And what is the role of pollen tube? We know that pollen tube make a passage or serve as a passage for the male gamete or male germ cell to reach the side of female germ cells which are located in the ovary for the fertilization to take place. That is a function or role. And it comes to role of F, that is female germ cells. We know that ovary contains ovules and each ovule has an egg cell, and the male germ cells produced by the pollen grain fuses with female gametes present in the ovule. Then only development of the zygote takes place. After the fusion or after the fertilization event, zygote will be formed and zygote will be developed into embryo, and embryo will be developed into, in the case of plants, new plantlets. Okay. Next is the 17th question, which is for 4 marks. 17th question is, in flowering plants, the pollen grains are transferred to the stigma by pollination, but the female germ cells are present in the ovary. Explain with the help of a labeled diagram only concerned parts how the male germ cells reaches the ovary. Yeah, take the screenshot first of all. 3 marks. Yes. In some of the cases, I will tell you, in some of the cases, without explanation, the diagram drawn and annotated with the following points will also be considered. But there is no guarantee for that. That's why I already told you to draw the diagram in this case as well as to explain, because explanation and the labeled diagram is also mandatory. In some of the cases, in special cases, the diagram drawn and annotated with the labeled parts will also be considered for getting full marks. But there is no assurance for that. That means the labeled diagram or due diagram as well as labeling part is also important, and explanation is also needed. Yes, Linda. Yeah. And I will explain that stamen is considered to be the male reproductive part and which produces pollen grain, and after the pollen germination there will be the release of male germ cells, and pistil or carpel from the female reproductive part, and they will be having style, stigma and ovary, and ovary contains ovules and each ovule contains egg cells, and the pollen needs to be transferred from the stamen to the stigma. And if this transfer, if the time is there, you can mention about self-pollination and cross-pollination. If this transfer of pollen occurs in the same flower of the same plant, which is referred to self-pollination. On the other hand, if the pollen transferred from one flower to the another flower of the same plant, or one flower to the other flower of the different plant of the same species, is referred to as cross-pollination. And after the pollen lands on the suitable stigma, it has to reach the female germ cells which are in the ovary. For this, a pollen tube develops, and pollen tubes will transport these male germ cells into the egg cells which are present in the ovary. Ovule of the ovary. Okay, and male germ cells produced by the pollen grain fuses with the female germ cell present in the ovule of the ovary, and fertilization takes place, and that will result into the formation of zygote. And after the fertilization, zygote develops to form embryo within the ovule, and we know that ovule develops a tough seed coat and gradually converted into a seed, and ovary grows rapidly and ripens to form a fruit, and other parts like petals, sepals, stamen, style, stigma may shrivel and fall off. That's enough. How does suitable pollination leads to fertilization? Indirectly, I have already given the answer, because I have already given the answer to this question in this part. Okay, that means no need to explain that again and again. I will give you the points. Yeah, take the screenshot.
It's done.
Okay, afraid. Next question. What are all organisms called which bear both sex organs in the same individual? Give one example of such organism. Tell me the answer. I am going to ask this question. Please call Wazim. Where is Wazim? Wazim, please raise your hand. Wazim, please raise your hand.
Not here.
Where is Wazim? Where is Advait? Where is Advait? Where is Advait?
No.
Now we can ask to Lakshmi Sundar.
Lakshmi Sundar.
Lakshmi,
Where is
which
it?
the full name is? Yeah, in that row, extreme right. Extreme right, in that row, specific row.
This.
Yeah, this person. Name is?
Vijay Lakshmi.
Vijay Lakshmi. Okay, Vijay Lakshmi.
I'm searching for Lakshmi.
Vijay Lakshmi gave the answer to this respective question.
Vijay Lakshmi, please.
Vijay Lakshmi, please unmute yourself. Dear, please unmute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, give the answer. Hello, please give the answer.
She's thinking, sir.
It's like a one-man show, right? I'm presenting, everyone is watching. They have already took the ticket in the form of fees. Right, ma'am? They have already took the ticket in the form of fees. Now they are watching
Yes,
this
sir,
presentation.
Yes.
Good.
Sir, so many comments are comment box.
Ticket ready. Yeah. You can call the just below Nia. That person name is Shaiza, just below Nia.
Nia.
First, second, third. Yeah, the last row. Yeah, she left.
Sir, Wasim Mustafa.
Yeah, Wasim, yes, Wasim, please unmute. Wasim, give the answer. Chess number 1. Wasim, give the answer.
Wasim is like statue.
Who want to answer this question? Pranav Raju, please raise your hand. Pranav.
Pranav.
Hani, okay. Yeah, I know, right. Pranav Rajiv. Ma'am,
Raju.
second.
Sorry, sir.
Middle one. Yeah, Pranav, yeah. The first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you can unmute Pranav. Yeah, what is Pranav?
Yes, I got it, sir.
Pranav, give the answer, dear.
Yes, sir.
Just give the answer.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you are audible. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Because all the all which
Not clear, sir.
one example also terminal.
Did you hear anything?
No, sir.
Yeah, not audible.
Not clear.
Yeah, tell me.
Listen. Yes, sir. One.
Pranav, your voice is not clear.
You can unmute.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me. Give the answer quickly.
Yes, sir.
Actually, he is not confident in his answer. That's why, like this, blah blah.
So I'm not sure.
Tell the answer anyway.
Yes, sir.
It's
Atom.
yeah, atom is also right answer. That is also right answer here. But I'm asking about what are the all organisms called? The name. What are the all organisms called which bear both sex organs in the same individual? What is the classic name which is used to represent the organism which is having both male and female reproductive organ?
Biological word.
The biological word which is used to represent the organism which is having both male and female sex organs. Hermaphrodite is also right, but hermaphrodite is not included in your syllabus. In your syllabus, there is a specific term for representing this. Do you know that? It's okay, Alora. Alora, please raise your hand. Alora, please raise your hand. Yeah, you. Yeah, Alora, please raise your hand. Give the answer.
Yes, sir.
Give the answer.
Organisms which bear both sex organs are called bisexual
Are you sure?
organisms. Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
Okay, right answer. Do you want an example for sex
Example:
organism according to your syllabus?
mustard
Mustard?
and hibiscus.
I think it will be watermelon and papaya, right?
That's
What about
unisexual.
watermelon and papaya?
That's unisexual
Are you
organisms.
sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, dear, please give applause to our Alora as well as Pranav for the right answer. What are the organisms called which bear both sex organs in the same individual? These are the bisexual organisms, and hermaphrodite is also right. Earthworm is also right, hermaphrodite term is also right, but that is not included in your syllabus. When you are going for your higher studies, you will be able to study the term hermaphrodite, okay? And here you need to mention it as a bisexual organisms, which bears both male and female sex of the same individual. Examples are hibiscus and mustard. Now we are moving on to the 20th question. Define pollination. I'm not going to define the pollination again and again since we already discussed. And next is list two agents of pollination. Wind, animal. These are the two agents of the pollination. Distinguish the different types of pollination. Now we need to discuss about the differences between the self-pollination and cross-pollination. Yeah. Wind, water, animals are agents of pollination. Now we need to discuss about the self-pollination, differences between self-pollination and cross-pollination. As I mentioned earlier, transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of the another flower of the same plant, which is called self-pollination. And when it comes to cross-pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower of the another plant of the same species or same kind, which is known as a cross-pollination. And in the self-pollination, we know that usually external agents are not required. Usually, some of the external agents will help, but usually external agents are not required since both female and sex organs are present in the same plant. And in the case of cross-pollination, exact external agents like wind, water, or animals are required for carrying the pollination process. Otherwise, pollination will not occur. Examples are papaya and watermelon since they are unisexual flowers. And when it comes to self-pollination, examples are hibiscus and mustard. These are the bisexual flowers. And in the case of self-pollination, generally takes place in bisexual flowers because they have both male and female reproductive organs in the both female and male reproductive organs or gametes in them. But in the case of cross-pollination, it occurs in the unisexual organisms. In the cross-pollination, there will occur both unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. That is a possibility. Self-pollination always occurs in the bisexual flowers, which will not occur in the cross-pollination, cross-pollinating flowers. But in the case of cross-pollination occurs both in unisexual as well as the bisexual flowers. Okay, in the case of self-pollination, usually or mostly agents are our external agents are not required. Yeah, but in the case of cross-pollination, external agents are required. Otherwise, cross-pollination will not occur. Yeah. Now we are moving on to the 21st question, that is, what is puberty? And describe in brief the functions of the following parts in the human male reproductive system. We need to discuss about the functions of testes, seminal vesicle, vas deferens, and urethra. And before that, we need to discuss about what we mean by puberty. And we know that the period during adolescence, which is simply called puberty, and puberty is a period or age at which both boys and girls become capable of reproduction. And another specialty regarding the puberty age or puberty period is that the rate of general body growth begins to slow down and reproductive tissue begin to mature, and there will be the release of male gap. There will be the release of, or there will be the initiation of sperm formation and ovulation process, etc. Now we need to discuss about the functions of the testes, seminal vesicle, vas deferens, and urethra. Urethra, we know that urethra always forms a common passage for the transfer of both sperm and urine. When it comes to the vas deferens is a long tube and which carries the sperms or which delivers the sperm. Yeah, which delivers the sperm. Yeah, 1 minute. It is a long tube. Vas deferens serve as a passage and which is a long tube, and the sperms formed are delivered through this vas deferens or through this tube, which unites with a tube coming from our urinary bladder. Okay, and when it comes to seminal vesicle, we know that seminal vesicles form or add their secretions, and which will be containing more nutrients, and I'm not mentioning the specific nutrients which are available in the secretions of the seminal vesicle. And the major function of these nutrients or secretions is that they will make the transport of sperm easier, as well as provides the essential nutrients for the sperms. That means they add their secretions so that sperms are now in a fluid, which makes the transport easier, and this fluid also provides the nutrition. And when it comes to testes, major two functions of the testes is that testes are the site where the formation of germ cells or male gamete occurs. And next one is, second function is they will secrete testosterone, which is responsible for the secondary sexual characteristic feature, that means change in appearance that is seen in the boys at the time of puberty, and also regulate the sperms. Yeah, I see. Okay. And also regulate the formation of sperm. Yeah. 22nd question. Why are testes located outside the abdominal cavity? And state how sperms move towards the female germ cell. Now we need to discuss about A and B part. We know that testes always located outside the abdominal cavity, inside a pouch which is called scrotum, because sperm formation always require lower temperature than the normal body temperature. It's around 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, lower than the normal internal body temperature. Otherwise, sperm formation will not occur or adversely affected. And next question is 1 minute. And B part is state how sperms. 1 minute. State how sperms move towards the female germ cell. Using the tail, we know that sperm present in the testes of men are introduced into the vagina of a woman through penis during sexual intercourse or copulation, and there will be the release of millions of sperms into the female genital tract of the woman, and from that place there will be the traveling of those millions of sperms from vagina to the cervix, and to the cervix to the uterus, and from the uterus that will reaches the fallopian tube or oviduct, where they meet ovum or egg released from the ovary for the fertilization process. And all the essential structure which is responsible for this traveling of the sperms are long tails of sperms, which is responsible for moving towards the female germ cells. Okay, now we can discuss about the third question, third subdivision. What would be the ratio of chromosomes number between egg and zygote? Chromosomes number between egg and zygote. Egg always have haploid number of chromosomes, that means N. 1 minute. Egg, what would be the ratio of chromosomes number between egg and zygote? Egg is always haploid in condition, zygote is always diploid in condition, that means 1:2 is the right answer. Okay, now we need to discuss about how is sperm genetically different from the egg. 1 minute. Take the screenshot. How is sperm genetically different from that of the egg? We know that sperm contains either X or Y chromosomes, whereas egg will always have an X chromosome. 23rd question. Label the parts A, B, C, D. A representing ureter, and B representing seminal vesicle, and C representing urethra, and finally the D representing vas deferens. Let me check. A representing ureter, and B representing seminal vesicle, and C representing urethra, and finally D representing vas deferens. Both the diagrams, these diagrams is also very important. Okay. 24th one. Observe the diagram given below and answer the following question. Label the parts A, B, C, D, E and state the functions of A, D, E. A means Yeah, A means fallopian tube or oviduct, B means ovary, C means uterus, and D means cervix. But the position is not that much correct. Okay, the position of cervix and uterus is not that much correct. They could have put the vagina here, and they could have put the cervix almost here. Okay. Anyway, now we can comment D as cervix and E as vagina. Okay. Now we need to discuss the function of ADA. A means oviduct and D means cervix and E means vagina. Okay. Take the screenshot. Yeah. Functions of A. Egg is carried from the ovary to the womb through this fallopian tube or oviduct. And it is a site of fertilization. That is a function of A. And then it comes to the function of D and E. D represent cervix. We know that. The uterus opens into vagina through a passage called cervix. Yeah. And vagina and cervical canal forms a birth canal for the childbirth. And when it comes to the function of E, we know that it is vagina, right? And during the sexual intercourse, vagina receives the sperms during the copulation or sexual intercourse, we know that, and transferring of sperms into uterus, and from the vagina the sperms will be transferred into cervix and finally to from cervix into uterus, and from uterus into oviduct or fallopian tube. Okay, and you can also put that same point like vagina and cervical canal form a birth canal for the childbirth. Now the 25th question. In the female reproductive system of human beings, state the functions of ovary and state the functions of placenta and mention the change which the uterus undergoes when it has received a zygote or not fertilization takes place. It's for 4 months. And the function of ovaries includes production of female gametes or egg or ova, and second function is secretes female sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone. And now we need to discuss about the functions of placenta. And we know that embryo get nutrition from the mother's blood with the help of a disc-like organ which is simply called the placenta. Again, it provides nutrients such as glucose, oxygen to pass from mothers to the embryo, and also help to remove the waste products like carbon dioxide generated by the embryo. Yeah, C question answer. We know that as an ovary releases one egg every month, the uterus also prepares itself every month to receive fertilized egg. For that, the lining of the uterus becomes thick and spongy, and it will be richly supplied with a blood vessel to nourish the zygote if the fertilization takes place. And when it comes to D option, if the fertilization is not took place, or if the egg is not fertilized, it lives for about only 1 day. Now the lining of the uterus is not here for any longer. So the lining slowly breaks and comes out through the vagina as a blood and mucus. And this cycle roughly takes place every month of the woman's is simply called menstruation or menstrual cycle. And menstruation will occurs around or will last about 2 to 8 days. Yeah. If you need more functions regarding the placenta, you can take the screenshot. Okay. Now we are moving on to the 26th question. Yeah. Given below are certain situations, analyze and describe its possible impact on a person. Testes of a male boy are not able to descend into scrotum during his embryonic development. Sperm formation will not take place or adversely affected. Versa difference of a man is split. There will not be any passage for transferring sperms from the testes to the respective parts of the male reproductive organs. And prostate and seminal vesicles are not functional. The transport will not be easier. Yes.
Another.
Yes, Anaga. That's right. And prostate and seminal vesicles are not functional. And if it is not functional, there will not be any secretion of nutrient products, or there will not be any secretion from prostate and seminal vesicles, and transport of the sperms will not become more easier, and there will not be any liberation or release of the nutrient material for the essential function of our sperms. Okay, egg is not fertilized in a human female. I already explained that in the previous question. Placenta does not attach to the uterus optimally. Nutrition and oxygen will not be provided to the growing embryo, affecting its growth, and it which could have serious impact as well. Yeah, take the screenshot. Yeah. Yeah. 27th question. On the notice board of ultrasound clinic or ultrasound clinics, It is generally stated here prenatal sex determination and disclosure of the sex, whether it's boy or girl, before the birth of fetus is not done. It is prohibited. It is prohibited and punishable under law. And first question is list 2 advantages of imposing a ban on prenatal sex determination. And second one is what can students do to educate the society about the following. The first is the ill effect of the indiscrimination or regarding the female feticide and adopting small family norms. Okay. Yeah, 2 advantages of imposing a ban on prenatal sex determination is child sex ratio in a population can be maintained. Okay, male to female ratio can be maintained and female feticide of a specific gender can also be stopped. That are the 2 major advantages of imposing a ban on prenatal sex determination. And students should educate the society as, Students should educate the society as female feticide. The first question was the ill effect of indiscriminating female feticide. Yeah. Female feticide will reduce the number of girls drastically in societies, and there will not be a fluctuation in male to female sex ratio, and most of the male will not get any partner in their life. That is the first thing you should mention. Okay, and for a healthy society, the male female sex ratio must be maintained at almost same level. So be like Hani. I'm single because I don't need to get married or I don't want any partner. That's why. I got a lot of proposal, but I'm not accepting anything. I'm not accepting anything. What about our 50 minutes? I will give you that. Okay, don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will give you the break. Yeah. Okay. That is male to female sex ratio must be maintained at almost same level. Due to reckless female feticide, the male to female sex child ratio will decline at an alarming rate. Self-belief in self-love. Yeah. I'm partnered with biology. Neeraj, that is somewhat right. Yeah, the next is adopting small family norms. Small family norms are called nuclear family, and children in a small family or nuclear family can be provided with all the resources like education, good amenities, food, clothes, and healthy lifestyle. As the family grows longer, the resources should be shared with an increased number of members. The increasing population rate can be controlled by adopting this nuclear family policies. Next is 28th question, this is a question prepared by your board, sir. Myself, I prepared this question. This is not at all a previous year question or something like that. You will not be able to see this question even in some of the guides or like that. Because myself, I prepared this question. Myself. This is very easy question. Yeah, Hani will not get any wrong option in this question. I know that. Yeah, which among the following contraceptive methods are most likely to prevent the transmission of venereal diseases? What do you mean by venereal diseases? Sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, or sexually transmitted infections, which are called another alternative term which is used to represent that diseases are venereal diseases. Okay, I use it. Which among the following contraceptive methods are most likely to prevent the transmission of venereal diseases or sexually transmitted diseases? That are barrier method or using of condom on penis or similar covering ones on the vagina. These are barrier methods or mechanical barrier which have the most likely possibility to prevent the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases. Yeah. What is the answer? Okay, that is the answer. Yeah. Condoms and diaphragms will give some protection from bacterial and viral infections in all parts of genital tract. And condoms on the penis or similar coverings ones and the vagina can also serve these purposes. And condoms are the best protection against our sexually transmitted infections or sexually transmitted diseases. Yeah. 29th question. It's for 5 marks. Suggest any 2 categories of contraceptive methods to control the size of the human population, which is essentially for the prosperity of a country. Also explain about each method briefly. You can explain any 2 methods. Any two methods. Name 2 bacterial and 2 viral infections each that can get sexually transmitted. 2 bacterial infections are syphilis and gonorrhea, and 2 viral infections are warts and HIV/AIDS. And list 2 advantages of using condoms during sexual act. We have already discussed that. Yeah. You can discuss any of the two methods. Here I just introduce the mechanical barrier and chemical method. Sir, please remove the barrier if it is possible. And mechanical barrier are using a covering called condoms on the penis or similar coverings one in the vagina will create a mechanical barrier, so probably sperm does not reach the egg. And you can also include one point that condoms, using condom, thereby we can prevent the possibility of the sexually transmitted diseases and their infections. Okay, and chemical method, and we know that it is somewhat the changing the hormonal balance of the body by using suitable drugs or pills, and which is commonly taken orally as pills by women. And this technique is not meant for females, and IUCD or IUD technique is also not meant for females. So that egg are not released and fertilization cannot occur, there will be side effect. We know that. Bacterial infection, I already explained, gonorrhea and syphilis. When it comes to viral infections, warts and HIV/AIDS. And advantages of condoms during sexual act. Contraceptive method, which is used to prevent the entry of the sperms in the female reproductive tract, also give the protection against the sexually transmitted diseases, and is also considered to be one of the contraceptive method to prevent unwanted pregnancies. Take the screenshot. Next is the 30th question. That means we just discussed around 59 questions. 59 questions. Hani, you missed rest of the 30 questions. Okay. 30th question. Which one of the contraceptive techniques is not meant for males? I already explained that. Two contraceptive methods are not exclusively meant for males. Example, intrauterine contraceptive devices or IUCD or IUD or intrauterine devices. Okay. Copper T, example like that. Yeah. And second method is using pills or chemical method. Yeah. How does the use of this technique have a direct impact on the health and prosperity of a family? And two factors that which determine the size of the population. We need to discuss about that. Yeah. Contraceptive methods or contraception use seems to have a direct impact on the family's health and prosperity, and as follows. The first is condoms protect sexual partners from transmitting the sexually transmitted diseases. Contraception also allows the parents to space their children's birth and aids in the family planning. And we know that to avoid uncomfortable pregnancy or unwanted pregnancy, we can use contraceptive method if woman is not physically or mentally prepared to bear a child. And last one is, this allows them to decide how many children to have and care for them properly, especially if they have limited resources. And the next is the two factors which determine the size of the population, which are rates of birth and death in a given population will determine the its size. Rate of birth as well as rate of death. Rate of birth and rate of death. Now we successfully completed 60 questions. Now only 2 questions left from how do organisms reproduce. We can discuss that. Now we can wind up the how do organisms reproduce completely. Okay, but from the life processes, from the control and coordination, from our environment, some of the questions we left. If the time is there, I will be discussing those questions in the next or final last session of our 10th GCSE. Day 1 is very true, remarkable even for 10th GCSE as well as me. Because along with you, I am also leaving 90 plus my tuition on 1st March. Okay? If it is possible, I will discuss all the rest questions. Final session. If you want to say something, farewell speech or something like that, or felicitation address, I will give a chance for that. Yeah? Now we can discuss the 31 questions from the how do organisms reproduce. Give reason, placenta. Give reasons. Placenta is extremely essential for fetal development. We had a discussion about that. I'm not moving on to that. Okay? We had a discussion about that. Okay.
Sir, what about the motivation?
I already given the motivation speech, you know. You missed that. You are the best bio tutor. Thank you. Yeah. Now 32. For the last question from the how do organisms reproduce. Is that needed for explain? Is that needed to explain? Is that needed to explain? Yeah, I will say speech. No. Yeah. Okay. Next question is somewhat crucial for 3 marks. How do organisms reproduce asexually or sexually, maintain a constant chromosome number through several generations? Explain with the help of a suitable example. How do organisms reproduce? The question is very, very important. Some hidden points are in this question. And while reading this question, some of the people directly go to the answer like, okay, meiosis is the process, reduction division is the process to maintain the chromosome number, those who are sexually reproducing. But there is another hidden question in this major question. That is, how do organisms reproduce asexually or sexually, maintain a constant number through several generations? Through sexually, we know that is meiosis or reduction division. And what about asexual reproduction? When I attended the first class of 19 plus my tuition, my first class was biology, and the first teacher I met was Paul sir. Okay, thank you, Afri. And what about asexual reproduction? Tell me. Yes, Isabel, that is perfect and right answer. That is the right answer, Isabel. What about others? Tell me the answer. The organisms reproduce sexually, maintain their constant number of chromosomes through meiosis or reduction division. How asexually reproducing organisms maintain their constant chromosome number? Ma'am, I want to see the answer. Alona, that is right answer, dear. It's a tricky question. How many cell divisions are there? How many types of cell divisions are there? Tell me. 2. Which are they? Mitosis and meiosis. Sexually reproducing organism, that is meiosis. Meiosis, okay. Combination of mitosis and meiosis. And what about the rest one? That is mitosis. The asexually reproducing organism, the simple cell division is their reproduction method. When it comes to lower grade of asexually reproducing organism, that means they reproduce or they maintain their constant chromosome number through mitosis. That is the right answer. Exact cell division process. Maionize. Honey. Yeah. Don't worry, I will give you 15 minutes break once I finish this session. Okay? Don't trust Paul, sir. I will give you 15 minutes break once I finish this session. I knew it. Yeah. In asexual reproducing organisms, only a single parent is involved in reproduction. We know that. So, thus, the amount of DNA remains the same from the parent to offsprings. For example, in amoeba, the whole organism divides into 2 daughter individuals by binary fission, and this binary fission is a simple cell division process. That means whatever the chromosome number is present in the parent cell, that will be definitely passed into the offsprings. That is simply called the normal cell division process, which is simply called mitosis. Since there is no fusion of male and female gamete, okay? But when it comes to sexually reproducing organism, special lineages of cells, that is gamete or germ cells, in specialized organs like gonads, in which only half number of chromosomes and half amount of DNA is present as compared to non-reproductive body cells because of the fusion event or fertilization event. This fertilization event absent in asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, and because of this fertilization event, they need a specific kind of division, that is simply called the reduction division or meiosis. This is achieved by a process of another cell division, which is called meiosis. And we know that when germ cells from 2 individuals combine during sexual reproduction to form a new individual, it results in re-establishment of a number of chromosomes and the DNA content in the new generation. That means in the first session I explained 23 number of chromosomes plus 23 number of chromosomes. These 23 number of chromosomes are present in germ cells like sperms and egg, and after the fusion, there will be the formation of 46 number of chromosomes or 23 pair of chromosomes. Now the exact DNA content and number of chromosomes restored or re-established in the new developing organism or in the zygote. So when a male gamete combined with a female gamete during the sexual reproduction, then the new zygote will have the normal amount of DNA due to this meiosis process. Due to this meiosis process, we reduce the number of chromosomes in the gamete cells into 23 number and 23 number instead of 46 number or 23 pair. And finally, during the fusion process, we re-establish the normal number of chromosomes, that is 46 or 23 pair. Okay, the human sperm has 23 number of chromosomes and the human egg or ovum has 23 number of chromosomes, as I explained. So when sperm and egg fuse together during fertilization or fusion process, the zygote formed will have 23 plus 23, that is 23 pair of chromosomes or 46 number of chromosomes, which is normal number of chromosomes.
Sir, 8:30 class?
No, now today we don't have any 8:30 class, okay? Some let us all cry together. Now, we finished all questions which I prepared from how do organisms reproduce. I think, 1 minute. Today we discussed about 60 questions. The first session we discussed about 27 or 15 something questions. Yeah, 27 plus 15 is equal to? 27 plus 15 is equal to? 32. Okay, 32, right?
No.
42. I know that. 42, right? 60 plus 42 questions. That means 10 question we discussed during the 2 days of marathon session. And we have already rebrushed or revised so many questions for the past 1 month ago, right? For the past 1 month we were following this principle. And rest, 1 minute, 27. I think 15 questions plus 11 questions are left. From life processes, 15 questions left. From our environment, I think 11 questions or something left. And we need to discuss the next questions from our heredity chapter as well. I think we were continuing this as marathon session for the 1 month ago. I think we might have closed around 500 questions or something like that. Now it's time to say bye-bye. I will give you 50 minutes break, dears. If you're having any doubts, you can stay here and others can leave. First of all, no, sorry, don't leave. I will give you love you slide. Thank you for your attention throughout this class. Love you all and break a leg. All the best wishes for your examination. I'm also so happy to conduct the next marathon session on the 1st March. Okay. Don't break your leg. Break a leg means all the best wishes. Okay? Yeah, something is needed. Zara.
Love you, sir.
Love you. Nice Valentine's Day slide. I will not give you honey. Okay. This is mine. Okay. Again, love you. And if you have any doubts, stay here and stay tuned with 90 Plus My Tuition app. And I wish you all the best for your examination. And
How much is pass mark?
yeah, bye-bye, dear.
Sir,
And have a grateful day. Have a cheerful day. I'm wishing you a cheerful day. Bye-bye. Once again, love you.
sir, how much is pass mark?
I will discuss in the next session that was in. We are not focusing on the pass mark. We are focusing on the 95 plus scores. Okay? Not pass mark. We are real heroes and heroines. Yeah, Wasim.
I want slides to screenshot.
Yeah, please say the screenshot of the slides which you need. Please say. We don't have any time. Tell me. Tell me the slides that you need, dears.
Bye. Let's drink, guys.
Please comment it. The slide that you needed. Tell me that. Hani, don't forget to collect today's link. Since you were absent in the first half session, right? Don't forget to collect today's link, dear.
How do organisms reproduce?
Whole slide? I will kick you. Okay. Which one? Tell me. Hurry up. Abdullah, how was your Urdu exam? Okay. And how was your English exams? From 280. Okay. 280. 1 minute. 280. Yeah. Take. I hope you enjoyed today's session, right?
Yes. Next, sir.
Yeah. And we need to say bye-bye to our YouTube friends as well, right, sir? Bye-bye, YouTube friends. Go. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir,
Okay.
finished.
Yeah, finished. Now it's mandatory to put that end slide again. Okay? Shall we go? Abdullah, Rehan, Evelyn, shall I go? Rajeshri, shall I go? If I give the permission, I will go. Parents, no, don't go. I have to go, dear. Please mercy upon us. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. I joined super. Yeah, late. Okay, Rajeshri, yeah. Now it's time to say bye-bye, dears. And I want to see you on March 1st. I have to say something to you. I will reveal my newses, and along with that, I'm also waiting for your questions paper. Now we only need to discuss about the heredity in the next session. It's time to say bye-bye and break a leg, bye, dears. Mudin sir, Priya ma'am, say hi.
Say bye.
Hi, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye once again. Stay tuned with 90 Plus by Tuition and gotta hit the sack. Bye-bye.